The Bounty was a collier on which the Navy fitted guns, commanded by William Blythe, commissioned with family funds. He had sailed with Captain Cook on board the Resolution, a sailing master and navigator. It was a prominent position. Blythe's orders were to round the Cape and be Tahiti bound, to collect breadfruit where 1,000 plants would be found, and a voyage to the West Indies to feed plantation slaves, with several stops along the way to fight the ocean waves. Tahiti was an enchanting place where the native girls were free, and the crew soon settled down with them to begin a family. When the time arrived for them to leave, the men were not so keen. The ship was full of pots of plants and the accommodation mean. The crew began to miss their girls and ship's discipline took a hold, and after several weeks of sailing, Blythe's attitude ran cold. So the crew, spurred on by Christian, decided they should act. And early the next morning they began a mutinous attack. They bound the captain with cord and threatened him with certain death. Then took him to the quarterdeck to take his final breath. But a decision was set him adrift with those loyal to his cause, and 18 men left on the launch with food and tools and oars. In Tours they asked the king for help and provisions for their store. 4 days later the natives came and attacked them on the shore. John Norton fell as they left the beach. He was set upon and killed, but the rest survived, rode for the open sea, their ambitions unfulfilled. An ounce of bread and a quart of water were their rations for each day, and they set out for a settlement 4,000 miles away. After weeks at sea, birds came into sight and a reef came into view. They found fish and fruit on Australia's shore to feed the hungry crew. Restoration Island was the place they named with gratitude most plain. But as natives on the mainland watched launch their boat to sea again, they cleared Cape York and steered southwest towards the Arafura Sea. After 2 more weeks they raised the Union Jack and arrived in Timor Free. With Bounty under Christian's command, Tahiti was his first call. Then a journey south to a coral isle, they made their next landfall. But the natives there were hostile, so they had to leave the bay. Back in Tahiti they had a plan that they hoped would save the day. An enclosure they called Fort George became their settlement, though relations with the local chiefs caused simmering discontent. A battle raged before too long, leaving 60 islanders dead. The Bounty returned to Tahiti. The crew had packed and fled, with 8 men loyal to Christian, with women and some stores. They set off south to find a home on some far distant shores. Pitcairn became their resting place, where all but one had died by the time the Navy found the place from sickness or suicide. For the mutineers who returned to face the charges for their crime, 3 hanged from Brunswick's main yard arm, still sailors in their prime. Blythe was also dealt with most critically, due to the testimony of the few. Whilst commanding warrior, he too was court-martialed for swearing at the crew.